Hello, this is the Bible in Fewer Words. We are Carol and Steve Wells. This is episode 121, 2 Samuel, chapters 8 through 10. If you enjoy this podcast, consider supporting us at patreon.com/BFW. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Carol.
So, how much more of this 2 Samuel do we have?
2 Samuel has 24, so we're not quite half done.
Not too far away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just go back and see what we did last time. Oh, yeah, that was Uzzah.
Oh, yes, poor Uzzah who tried to save the Ark of the Covenant.
Right, yeah.
And didn't work out well for him.
Yeah, but I guess they finally got it back to Jerusalem. And David was dancing, and Michael didn't like it very much.
No, but she is now barren. Because
she's barren, because she criticized David.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She had the gall to say something bad about David.
Mm-hmm.
And the God did not like the gall. Okay, we better get started here.
Yeah.
Okay, so, chapter 8. David smote the Philistines again and subdued them. It's so weird to me to think that he was fighting for the Philistines not so long ago.
Yeah, he wasn't. Not very long ago at all. Yeah.
Traitor.
Mm-hmm. He also smote Moab, casting them to the ground, using a rope to measure 2 groups. 2 lengths of the rope for those to be killed, and 1 length for those to be enslaved.
Okay, so if they're only 1 length, if they were short, they got enslaved. If they were tall, they didn't.
No. No, he had a long rope. So it doesn't say how long his rope was, but he lined them up.
Okay.
And then he used his rope and he would measure out that line, like that line of people is going to be killed. And I'm going to do it just with 1 line, and then that line of people are going to be
enslaved.
My slaves.
Well, that is so bizarre.
Basically what he did, he divided them into 2 groups. Mm-hmm. 1, the prisoners of war.
Yeah.
1, he killed 2/3 of them.
Yeah.
And he enslaved the other 1/3. Or made them his servants, as the Bible says. But that's, they're his slaves.
Yes. He smote King Hadadezer, mutilated the horses, and took 700 horsemen. So more slaves. I guess the horsemen now have to walk. They don't have any horses left. Okay, so he killed 22,000 Syrians.
He also plundered Syria. I guess that's the Syrians. Moab, Ammon, the Philistines, the Amalekites, and Zobah.
He's doing a lot of plundering there.
Mm-hmm.
But David really made a name for himself when he killed 18,000 Syrians at the Valley of Salt. How many Syrians are there? He just killed 22,000 and now another 18,000.
Yeah. And he made the Edomites his servants.
He's really going to have quite a servant population, servant-slave population.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
God gave him victory wherever he went. Well, isn't that great?
Yeah. Okay, chapter 9. David said, "Is there anyone in Saul's family that hasn't been killed?"
Saul was his predecessor, right? Mm-hmm. The king from before.
Right.
I mean, he's not killing their people now, is he?
Their people are now his people. Saul had the northern kingdom of Israel, and David had the southern kingdom of Judah.
And now he also has the northern kingdom.
Now he has the northern kingdom because somebody assassinated
Ishbosheth.
Yeah, and his other sons, Jonathan and a couple other sons, were killed in that battle with the Philistines, where Saul committed suicide. Right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So Saul's family is pretty well wiped out. So he's saying, hey, is there anybody left in Saul's family?
Okay. So a servant named Ziba from Saul's household was called to David. He said to David, "Yes, one of Jonathan's sons is still alive. Both of his feet are lame."
So they fetched Jonathan's son, Mephibosheth, and he fell on his face before David.
So this is the last guy alive from Saul's family?
I think so. I'm not sure.
So David said to him, "Don't be afraid. I'll be kind to you for Jonathan's sake."
Because he was Jonathan's son.
Yes.
he said, "Why should you be kind to a dead dog like me?" So he's scared to death, right?
Yes.
He knows what happened to everybody else that was in Saul's family, and he figures he's going to get killed here. So he falls down on his face and says, "Why should you be kind to a dead dog like me?"
David said to Ziba, "I have given Mephibosheth everything that belonged to Saul. He will eat at my table." So instead of just talking directly to Mephibosheth, he's saying it to his...
Yeah, I guess they're probably together, but he's saying it to his servant. He's saying, I'm gonna take care of this guy. He's gonna eat at our table, and I'm giving everything that Saul had to him, which isn't anything because he's already taken everything that Saul had.
Yes.
And David has it now.
Yeah.
So he's not really gonna do that, but okay. He's gonna eat at his table anyway.
Yeah. So Mephibosheth moved to Jerusalem and ate at David's table.
Okay.
All right.
Chapter 10. When the king of Ammon died, his son Hanun became king. David said, "I'll be kind to Hanun since his father Nahash was kind to me."
Yeah. I think he was kind to him, wasn't he?
No. Well, maybe. Nahash was the guy, he was that Ammonite king that said to the Israelites at Jabesh Gilead, said, "I'll make a deal with you. You know, I'll have a treaty with you if you'll pluck out your right eyes."
Oh, yeah.
He was that guy. And at the time, Saul was king, right?
Yeah.
So Saul came to their assistance, the people of Jabesh.
Yes.
But David was afraid of Saul, running away from Saul at that time. And so Saul was really David's enemy. And so since Nahash was Saul's enemy, then I guess he was David's friend.
Oh.
You know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes.
So I guess that's being kind to him by saying, I'm gonna poke out your eyes.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. That's the only thing that we know really about Nahash is that little story.
Okay.
And that was back from episode 105. So it's a long time ago, back in 1 Samuel 11.
Okay. So David sent messengers to comfort Hanun. But the princes of Ammon said to Hanun, "Do you really think David honors your father?"
His messengers aren't here to comfort you. They're here to spy on us and overthrow your kingdom.
So Hanun took David's messengers and shaved off half their beards, cut their clothes in half, even to their buttocks, and sent them away.
Yeah.
That is a weird thing to do.
So he just really humiliated them. They only had half a beard, and they cut off their skirts all the way so they were exposed. He just, that's pretty,
just embarrassing.
Pretty nasty. Yeah. So David told them to stay at Jericho until their beards grew back.
And they could find some clothes to wear.
Yeah, put some clothes on. Then wait until your beards grow back. You gotta have your beard.
Yeah. Well, I guess they could have just shaved the whole thing. Aren't there some people who don't have beards?
No, they all have beards.
Oh.
I think.
So the Ammonites hired 33,000 Syrians to help them fight against David.
When David heard about it, he sent Joab and all of his mighty men.
So there's still more Syrians. He just killed a whole bunch of Syrians, and now there's still more.
Yeah, that is weird.
As the Ammonites and the Syrians gathered for war, Joab came up with a plan. He told his brother Abishai,
If the Syrians are too much for me, come and help me.
If the Ammonites are too much for you, I'll help you.
What a plan, huh?
Yes.
And let God do whatever he wants.
All right, I'm not sure God has anything to do with how many men are fighting there, but...
He's always involved, right?
Yes, he is. So the battle began, and the Syrians fled from Joab, and the Ammonites fled from Abishai.
David killed 700 chariot men and 40,000 horsemen.
So now he has a bunch of chariots and a bunch of horses.
I suppose, yeah.
After the battle, the Syrians made peace with Israel and were afraid to help the Ammonites again.
Yeah.
I guess they learned their lesson.
Mm-hmm.
That is a lot of fighting.
Yeah.
But there are two little moments of niceness.
Yeah. He's gonna
Hanun can eat at my table.
No, not Hanun, right?
Oh, Nahash.
No.
No?
Jonathan's son with
okay.
the funny name.
Oh, yeah.
Mephibosheth. Yeah.
Okay. I guess what we will remember about these verses or this episode is the cutting off half their beard and taking off their pants.
Yeah, the two really memorable things here, I think, are where David took the prisoners of war and he killed 2/3 of them and enslaved the other third.
Yeah.
And then we had that thing where he sent the ambassadors to Hanun, and Hanun didn't treat him very well.
No.
Embarrassed him. Yeah.
I guess they didn't take off their pants. They took their skirts.
But they cut it all the way up to their buttocks. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so they were exposed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're done, I think, for
We are.
today.
Oh, the next episode is going to be one that will be familiar to, I think, almost everyone.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't wait.
Okay.
Thanks, listeners. See you next time.
Bye-bye.